Well, good afternoon, everybody. Nice to see you. It's been a while for me being in here, but we're just that kind of family that's pretty conservative and staying at home right now. What I want to do is status of the project. Bill's going to get into the details, which are more exciting, but I'll start off. We did finally receive state approval. I think that was last month. So that was the go-ahead to start getting things in gear. So I guess we're in the process of getting moving. We have teams working on different selections of finishes. There has been no selections. It's just looking at what might fit the image that we want to have in our church. Things like lighting, flooring, wood trim, color that we do, carpeting, that kind of thing. So there's people working on that. We also have a team working on the AV system. Had no idea how complicated that is when we heard the report at the building committee. But we're waiting for some design proposals from one or two firms, and then we'll be moving along on that. Pastor Hedrick is working with Nathan Pope, who's a retired teacher, minister, and since he's been retired, he has actually been building chancel items for various churches, and I can't remember how many, but he's a Wells pastor, so we're looking forward to where that takes us. The bid process should probably be sometime late winter or early spring. We can't get a bid process going on already because people can't predict what prices of product are going to be. We do have the specs to be doing the bidding, but Jerry says we probably got to wait till like March, April, so that they can give us good prices. And then our hope is that we can break ground May or June. Partly driven by weather and partly driven by the bid process and their availability. So God willing, we will be starting in May or June with breaking ground. Something I thought you might be interested in is the Time to Build fund, where we're at with that. Approximately in total, we've received $1.2 million in pledges. I think we've heard that number before, but if you haven't, just a reminder. Donations have come in. 2018 was about $12,000. 2019 was $743,000. And 2020 thus far is $118,000. So roughly $861,000 has been paid and collected already. We've spent out of that about $161,000 over the last 3 years for a variety of things, architecturals, the first round, when there's exploratory, I think, and then the architect now. And I don't really have a list of what we all spent it on, but we spent 161. So the current balance of what the balance was $861,000. So any questions on the status of the project? Anything you're wondering if we're doing or not doing? If not, then I'll turn it over to Bill.
You have received a floor plan, and we've got it up on the screen here. I'm going to take a quick walkthrough of that with you, and then I'll show you some renderings, how things would look, elevational drawings, etc. So starting out, we'll start right in here in the exterior. There is a canopy drive, the drive-through for drop-off and pickup. And then as you proceed into the entryway, there's a ramp down into the existing building, the existing school. And as you know, on the other corner of school, there's a ramp up to get to the school. So we have to do the same thing here with the new addition. We're going to go clockwise here. We have a restroom here. There's also restrooms here in the existing school. So we have a good pair of restrooms there close to the sanctuary and the gathering space. Water fountain and a janitor's closet. As you continue up here, there's going to be a pass-through window from the kitchen to the gathering space for refreshments, etc. We've got a doorway into the gym, or from the gym into the gathering space. You can go up here into a hallway that will take you to the existing school or to an exit. Also, it provides access to another set of restrooms up here in the existing school. Going this way, we get to the multi-purpose room. That is a room for Bible study, meals, etc. There's seating for 80 people being planned in there. That's about a 1,200 square foot room. And then continuing back out here, back to the gathering space. This gathering space is about 2,375 square feet, which is about, if you want to compare it to the size of our existing gymnasium, that's about 2/3 the size of the gymnasium. Continuing down to here, we got a coat room, and then next to that is a mechanical room. There are several mechanical rooms throughout the building for efficiency. And then going back up, continuing into the sanctuary, into our worship space. Seating for about 250, and square footage of about 4,500 square feet. So that's like 1 1/3 times the size of our gymnasium as comparison. We'll go up into here, another mechanical room. This right in this area is a audiovisual closet for the audiovisual team who has a booth here, so that gives them a little storage space. As we work our way around, there's a passageway here that will take you to the Elder Guild room and some storage. If you want to continue through the passageway and go across the chancel, you can come down here and you will get into the sacristy and a restroom for that area. Behind the altar, there will be, again, another mechanical room and some more storage in this area. And as we come back around, down there's a ramp down here, because this is a 2-step up, so we've got to have a ramp to access these areas back in here. In this area will be the instrumental area, organ, baby grand piano, a lot of electronics for whatever instrumentation we may have for different services. This would probably be the choir area, hand chimes, etc. In the sanctuary, we're planning on pews in the center, these 2 areas. But on the sides, we are going to have, or on the wings, we're going to have chairs so that we have some flexibility in the way we set up the sanctuary for different worship services and different festivals throughout the year. Continuing on over this way, we've got a parents' room, and that is accessed through the coat room. You can see the doorway here, and that is for the parents. So that basically gives you the run-through on the floor plan. Elevations, this is from the exterior. You're looking at the south wall, the south entrance, the main entrance. This, you can see where the canopy is in the drive-through. The materials we're going to use, we're going to have a lap siding on the upper 2/3 of each wall, and on the lower third of the walls, we're going to have a veneer stone. Here's a southeast elevation. We're going to go with basically the same color scheme as you see on the school now, so we don't have to change colors and we don't have to do a lot of extra work on the school. So that's what we have. The southeast elevation gives us a little bit of a few architectural elements to give the building a little bit of a pop. That's going to be the main featured side of the building. You can see different roof lines. We're going to carry the stone a little higher up the wall. You can see the cross presented there. As you enter the main entrance, you're going to walk into the gathering space, and this is a kind of a concept of what that gathering space is going to look like. We have, you can see the stained glass here. That is the same stained glass that we have up in the balcony, and will be featured in the gathering space, and we'll have that backlit as you come in. The gathering space you can see here is that hallway going to the school. We have some tall windows so you can see what's going on. You can see there's a Bible study occurring, and you'll be inviting people into that. We have glass walls here and into the sanctuary so you can see, and if we have an overflow into that gathering space for a large service, you can see into the sanctuary what's going on. Space right now we're facing south, facing the main entry, which is here. You can see mailboxes here and here, water fountain, the passageway into the kitchen, and coming around, you can see the coat room over here. The multi-purpose room, tables, seating for 80. We have a retractable screen. Some bookshelves here for a small library. Again, you can see the stained glass that'll be visible from both sides of that wall. And then entering the sanctuary, there will be a wood ceiling with 8-inch wide boards and about a 3/4 inch space between boards. Behind that, there'll be black cloth. That will look real nice, but it's also part of the acoustics for the room so that we have good acoustics in there. Up in the front, we'll have the cross, and that'll be on a stone wall, a stone very similar to what we see on the exterior of the building, but probably a little bit different color. And that'll be flanked by 2 wood columns. Here you can see the passageways on each side. Up in here you can see where there's like screens. There actually won't be any screen, you won't really see a screen, but those walls will be the walls that we will project onto whenever there's something to add to our services. There'll be projection on those walls. Sanctuary facing southeast. You can see where we have pews and then chairs. Instrumentation back here. The parents' room window looking into the sanctuary. And then this is from the chancel looking out over the congregation. That would be facing west. We have the altar, baptismal font, and the ambo. And instead of having a pulpit and a lectern, there will just be what's called an ambo for the readings, etc. The flooring in the chancel is going to be wood. The flooring for the sanctuary and the multi-purpose room will be a luxury vinyl tile. It's kind of a commercial grade product. And then in the gathering space, it'll be carpet. It'll be carpet squares. It's a good commercial product. The reason you do carpet squares, if there's ever a spill and a bad stain, you can always pull a square out, replace it, and keep your carpet looking nice for a long time. And I think that's about it. Hey, if you have any questions, the building committee is always available to answer questions or whatever. And I don't know if there's anybody here from the building committee has anything to add to that or any comments. Okay. Good job. That's it. Thank you.